Hey guys, welcome to episode 24. It's your girl Michelle in the house. Yay! Super excited to be doing this episode. As you guys know from last episode, this summer I said we're going to be having some conversations and some chats with people who are married, which is really exciting because I know that there's some people who are listening who want to hear how it went for certain people. Like, how did they know they wanted to get married? When did they know? And also to just kick back, relax, and just hear people's love stories. So excited to have my good friends in the house today. Today we have Ashley and we have Matt in the house. Ashley, what's going on, girl?
Oh, just excited to be talking with you today.
Yay! I'm excited to hear the story. Matt, what's good?
Hey, Michelle.
Thanks so much, Matt and Ashley, for gracing us with your presence today. I'm really excited to hear your story, which is funny because we've been friends for a very long time, but I'm pretty sure a lot of parts of the story that I don't know. So this is going to be really fun and exciting for all of us here. So how about we do a little introduction, right, to the marriage part of it. So like, you guys are married. How long have you been married for?
It will be 5 years in October.
Oh my gosh. And the crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh. Congratulations on almost 5 years. That's really exciting.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
It's hard to it's hard to believe. I love that. You know, when you said it's hard to believe, then the High School Musical song just came to my mind. Like, it's hard to believe that I couldn't see. Exactly. I'm not gonna finish singing that part. But anyway, that's really cool. 5 years. So we have some people with some experience today. So for you guys, we want to hear more about the love story. So where does it all begin? How did you meet? And walk us through all of that, the meeting and then going into a relationship, all the good stuff.
So this is the part that I don't like to mention, but I'll be the bigger person and talk about it. We met our freshman year of high school. We went to two different middle schools, and his really good friend from middle school and my really good friend from middle school started dating within like a couple weeks of school starting, and that Matt and I were spending more time together, and he asked me out to go to homecoming in October, and I don't remember much other than he was the parochial school kid who looked at me a lot during our honors history and English classes that we had together. And so we dated for
I think 7 months.
7 months. Yeah. And kind of mutually broke up. I was probably more upset about it because at the time I was probably the more dramatic out of the two of us. But
I think one of the biggest fights we got into was who broke up with who.
Yeah.
And not that we're blaming each other, that we want to take the credit.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you think it was good for you guys to break up at the time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like don't even remember anymore, but we were in a ton of activities together. Like we did debate and Model United Nations and mock Congress. And then we had a lot of classes because we were taking similar like AP and honors level classes. And so, and shared friends.
Gotcha.
So we were around each other a lot. Yeah. I started dating somebody in the middle of our sophomore year. And sophomore year is the year Matt likes to refer to as the year I hated him. Because I just literally wanted nothing to do with him. We broke up at the end of freshman year. And so I kind of ignored him all summer and tried to ignore him. But he's very good at making it hard to ignore him. I started dating.
And actually, wait, before you tell me about the next part where you started dating someone else, you said Matt was the kid who always looked at you. So Matt, was that a crush on Ashley?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's adorable. Okay. And also, guys, because I didn't go to school here, like high school.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say like you broke up end of freshman year, how old were you at the time?
Like just turning 15.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, I'm on board. Let's keep going. So Ashley, you start dating someone else.
Yes, and we dated for about 2.5 years. So through the rest of our sophomore and then all of our junior and senior years, I was super intelligent and broke up with my high school sweetheart on the day of my graduation party, 2 days after we graduated high school. And I would say the couple months leading up to that, Matt and I had gotten like very close as like
Wait. So
friends.
Well,
so
basically,
you and Ashley, okay, Matt and Ashley, you guys started getting close while Ashley was, I guess,
It
in the
wasn't
relationship with this guy.
it wasn't like I broke up with him for Matt. It was
Oh,
just like
gotcha.
it was like something had started to click differently, at least for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I actually didn't think anything was going to come of it because we were going to school 8 hours away from each other.
Oh, like
Um,
college at this point.
yeah, like college, we were really far away from each other, but
like I would say sophomore year was defined by avoidance. And then junior year was neutrality. And then senior year was like, we are in the exact same things in the exact same friend groups. I think we could actually be friends again.
Oh, got you. Okay. And Matt, when Ashley was in this relationship for 2.5 years, what were you up to? Were you also in a relationship? Were you waiting for Ashley?
I certainly was not waiting for Ashley. I was in other relationships, but they were like definitely much shorter term and like yeah, nothing as like involved as Ashley's other relationship.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
um and for my high school graduation, my parents said they would take me anywhere in the world I wanted to go, and I chose Italy. And we met up with some family friends of ours that live in Germany. And on like one of our last nights, my mom goes, Ashley's going to have a lot of money saved up from working this summer. She could come visit you guys over spring break.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
these are people I have met a total of like 3 times before in my life. And my mom wanted me to fly solo across the ocean to just hang out with them for a week. And I don't speak German. I was very nervous. Now at 28, I would do it in a heartbeat. But
Gotcha.
at 18, I was very nervous. So I was talking to my parents on the plane ride back, and I was like, well, what if I invite one of like my high school friends to go, and we can like book the tickets early to save money, and it'll be like a really cheap trip because like we'll just have to pay for our plane tickets, and then like maybe to do a few touristy things. Like we don't have to pay for a hotel or anything. And most of our food will be eaten at their house. So, we're going to various graduation parties, which is a big thing. At least, I don't know, in the Midwest, like you go to like 10 or 15 graduation parties after high school. And like, I feel like towards the end of the summer, we just started skipping some because it was like too much. And at these graduation parties, we were asking all my friends, when's your spring break? When's your spring break? So I went to a public university, like a state college, and Matt
Okay.
went to, a small private school in Iowa. And our spring breaks were the same. Any of our other friends that were going to like the same state college system that I was in had a different spring break than I did, which is just wild.
Gotcha.
So Matt goes, I would love to go to Germany, right? Like you were
Yeah,
excited?
like as friends.
Yes, as friends.
Yeah.
So my mom convinced his mom that like it was safe to go, and we like booked our tickets, I think, right before we left for college or like soon after.
So at that point, Ashley, because you said your mom convinced his mom, were you guys like family friends at this point or what?
Our moms like knew each other just because we were in so many different activities together that like you
Gotcha.
just
Okay.
like run into each other. I wouldn't say they were like hanging out at any point, but they were like friendly.
Okay.
Um, and what's funny is we went on a camping trip with a bunch of our high school friends before we all left for college. And on that trip, I told Matt that he should really try to date around because he
Oh,
hadn't
wow.
dated a lot in high school. And I also went to college thinking I was going to like be single and mingle for 4 years and then move to Chicago and maybe find someone to like date seriously then. So like I was
Wow.
not thinking about any of that. I don't know where you were at, but
Yeah, no, we were friendly again, but like we booked the trip like entirely, like it was very platonic.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm convinced at this point it was very platonic. After all the backstory you've given me, I'm convinced. So then what happened?
So we go to college, and again, like other friends from high school do when they go to different colleges, is you like still like stay in touch or whatever if you're close. And so we were staying in touch, and like texting fairly regularly and calling sometimes, partially like, at least in part, like to help plan the trip. And the rest of the semester is a little bit of a blur, but at some point it went from planning the trip as friends to us starting to date in December.
Wait, so
Yeah.
the trip was coming in, I guess, March
March.
the following year, and then you made like the dating part of it like official in December, a few months before.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
in October we were over November. We were home for Thanksgiving break, and you go out with all your high school friends and see each other, and the flirting probably got a little extra out of hand because we were in person and around all of our friends. And I remember there was like 10 of us that were back at my parents' house, like just hanging out, watching movies. And after Matt left, me not having really dated anyone as an adult, or like since I'd gotten to my last relationship at 15, wasn't really sure how you did things. So I just texted him and I was like, I just want to be like very clear about tonight that I like you, like not as a friend, but like as like more than that. And like we definitely freaked our friends out. Like we were a really close knit group at the time, and I think like my best friend, who's our maid of honor, was like, "This is a bad idea, Ashley. Like this is a very bad idea."
Right, because it's one of those. Yeah, and the whole group crumbles, right? Or people don't know which sides to take. It's just drama.
Yes. Also, Michelle, to back up, when she says the flirting got out of hand, she means she held my hand in the dark while watching a movie.
That was a lot for me.
Around a lot of other people.
That was a lot for me at the time.
It's so funny because when she said the flirting got out of hand, I was like, I don't know if I want to dig into this. I was like, it might not be PG, but you know what, Matt? Thank you for letting us know. It's family friendly. It's family friendly at this point.
But yeah, and then all of December, I guess we were kind of dating, but like Matt hadn't like asked me out yet, or I hadn't asked him
Wait. Ashley, let's back up a little bit. So you tell him you like him, and not in a friendly way. So what's his response to that?
Basically like ditto.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Because you left me hanging there. I was like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ditto, and thanks for being blunt, because that makes everything just like a lot easier.
Okay, I got you.
And Matt agreed to like come and pick me up from college because I didn't have a car at the time, and he was home like a couple days earlier than like my exams had ended. And I showed him around campus, and I was like, when are you going to ask me out? When are you going to ask me out? And my best friend was like, he's not going to ask you out. And I was like, he better. And then I was like, I've been patient. It's been like 3 weeks. Like I'm being the model patient person here. And he waited until 1 a.m. after we were hanging out with our friends at Applebee's, which has half off appetizers after like 10 p.m. So that was the thing to do when we didn't want to be at a parent's house. And it was 1 a.m. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep in the car as he was driving me home. And he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I was like, yep, sounds good. I'm going to bed.
Oh, wow. So what month is this? At this what month
December.
And year?
It's the 27th.
December
2012.
Yeah,
2012.
2012.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
It was really just like I was looking for a time, and it would be just the two of us, and
You kissed me the night before for like the first time since we had for my first kiss ever as freshmen in high school.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then we spent the entire day at the mall together and you still hadn't asked me out.
I was looking for a time when it was just the two of us.
Okay, so you found the time. Was it memorable the way he asked you, or was it okay?
It was. This is unfair to Matt. I'm like the very creative, emotional person in our relationship, and Matt has always shown me like how much I mean to him and how much he cares, but not in the same way all the time. Okay. So I think it was like he was trying to find the perfect time. It was clear that was not going to happen. And so he asked me while we were alone, but I was like exhausted. Like I had worked all day. We had gone out. Like it was a lot. So I was like, I just want to go to bed because I had to get up and go to work the next morning for my mom. And what's actually really funny about this is that I had also found out that I got a job at the college library that I was really excited about. And so I had called to tell my dad that I got the job at the library, but forgot to mention that Matt had asked me out. And so my dad actually found out from Facebook that we were dating.
Oh, you guys made it Facebook official.
Well, back in the day, that's what you did.
That's true. That is true.
So yeah, we dated and did long distance, went to Germany, and did 3.5 years of long distance before we moved in together in Boston.
So the 3.5 years, let's talk about that. The 3.5 years with your long distance, right? Like, how was it for you guys? Did you meet up often? Was it just like on school breaks? Like, how did you guys make it work through that?
We kind of, we weren't able to like always stick to this, but we essentially like tried to see each other once a month, hopefully.
It was like more every like 6 weeks.
It
got more frequent as we got older because we got cars and just like more things were going on that like we wanted each other at.
Everybody's relationship needs something different, and also everybody needs something different. But I think for the two of us, being the type of people who like to be involved in a lot of things and like get the most out of any particular experience, I think it actually was like the best case scenario for the two of us because we could live a full college experience at our own college and not feel like our friend group or our schedule had to be as in sync or
like I had sorority sisters and like good friends who were like, I'd ask like, hey, do you want to grab dinner? And they'd be like, let me check in with my boyfriend, which is like obvious, like, you know, that's a good relationship skill. But we never had to do that, you know, like Matt's a night owl and I am not. And so it was generally like there was almost always a phone call like right before I went to bed or like as I was getting ready to fall asleep.
As I was getting ready to start my homework.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we'd have like a 20-minute to half an hour conversation about our days.
Or an hour.
Yeah. We weren't big texters, like maybe here and there, but not a ton of texting. And
I think part of it too was that because we not only had been friends for 4 years, but also had dated previously, there wasn't the like startup part of the relationship of like getting to know each other.
Okay.
We already fully knew each other and each other's family and friends and
yeah, you got to know each other better and like on a deeper level once you start dating and you like fall in love. But there wasn't the like, this is my hometown or, you know, this is how old my brother is and like whatever.
Small talk.
So yeah, it was, I mean, there were definitely times where it was really tough and I'm not saying it was like easy at all. It was the right decision for us not to move colleges to be near each other. I don't always think our families understood it, but it worked really well for us at the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I studied abroad for 4 months, fall of 2014 in Spain. And just the way that Matt's job worked out at school, he, and like our breaks, he wasn't able to come visit me. So, we did the full 4 months without seeing each other.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
yeah, so that for me was really hard. It was also probably like some of the 4 months that I've ever grown the most as like a person in my life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was like kind of significant for our relationship that we were able to make it through that.
And it's probably the longest you've been apart, right? Since, I guess, the onset.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wow. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So then Ashley, then you guys graduated, and I think you went into this part that you guys then moved to Boston together. And you guys moved in together. Let's talk about that. How was that experience? Any thoughts about like the, I guess, the moving in part before you were like, I guess, engaged, or like before you were married? How did it work out for you guys?
Well, we were engaged in college before we moved in together.
Oh, that's the part where you skipped. Look at that. Look at that, Ashley. Like, the way she told the story, I even forgot. And full disclosure, guys, I went to college with Matt. And like, so we're like really good friends from college. Anyway, thank you, Matt, for bringing back this engagement part, because that was a key thing, Ashley. So tell us the story. Tell us the engagement story, because you skipped right past that. I don't know if Matt is going to tell us or Ashley.
I think Matt should tell his version.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, because you guys would have very different perspectives, right? Let's start with Matt's side of the story. What happened? Walk us through the engagement story.
So we were pretty open and like talking with each other that we both wanted to get engaged. And so kind of like when we started dating. And so I'm not gonna lie, like I looked at it more as like just like checking off the next box more than anything.
Really?
A little bit. It's a special moment in our relationship, but I wasn't like worried about her saying no or anything.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, okay. You knew it was gonna happen. It was just more of like, okay, we have to, for the formality.
Yeah.
Was there? Let's talk about the part where you got married before you like graduated from college. Was that deliberate, or that's just how it worked out?
But we got engaged before the end of college.
Yeah, yeah. What did I say? Did I say married?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. No, no, no. Engaged before you left college. Was that like a deliberate step, or it was just like that's how it was, like the natural time to do it for you guys?
It was a little deliberate. I was in a sorority, and looking back, it, matters a lot less now that I'm older. But at the
Okay.
time, we knew we were moving to Boston, that like we had found out in August of 2015 that we were moving, because like Matt had accepted his job offer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we knew we were moving. I was graduating a semester early. Like, I was kind of in this like, wow, everything's really about to change. Like, I'm about to leave basically my whole life in Wisconsin to move to Massachusetts to be with this boy. And which is a little hard for me because I'm pretty independent. And so I'd asked that we try to do it that fall, because there was like some special stuff I wanted to do with my sorority and my girlfriends at college. And then also was kind of thinking about doing some wedding planning like before we moved, because we weren't moving
Oh, got
until
you.
June of 2016. And so if we could start doing some planning, that would have been helpful, because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to plan this wedding from, 2 hours away by plane.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. And Ashley, actually, just like quickly on that, because you talked about how you were gonna move to Boston to be with this, well, with, you said this boy, but this boy is Matt, to be with Matt, right? So how was that whole thing, right? Because I think there are different philosophies when people are in relationships in terms of like, okay, should you move to be with someone? Because at this point, like you said, Matt had gotten a job in Boston, and it's like, okay, you now making the move to like move your life to Boston, right?
Hmm.
What was your philosophy about that whole thing? Because there are different philosophies. Some people are like, oh no,
Yeah.
never shift your life for somebody until like, you've said I do. And some people are like, well, shift your life and kind of figure out what happens from there. What was your thought process there?
So like on my end, I based on like what I want to do as a job, I can do it from pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
And I knew that Matt was like going to be like my partner in life, and that I was done doing long distance, and that the
Okay.
move to Boston what was best for his career, and like it wasn't going to hinder mine in any way. I
Got
had
you. Okay.
probably a much rougher start to my career than I would have had in Wisconsin, but I think that has made me like a better person and better at my job. And we knew we were going to be getting engaged soon, and it was kind of this like, we're engaged, we know like we're going to be married, this is the like the person that I'm going to be making decisions with for the rest of my life, like this is an equal partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really a decision we made together. I think if I had
Gotcha.
been like really really worried about my career and moving out to Boston, I think we would have discussed that, and like there might have been a different outcome.
Okay. I like what you've said a lot, and I have like a few questions that I'll ask. You mentioned that you knew this was going to be your partner in life, right? So at what point did you come to the realization that this is the person you wanted to spend the rest of your life with? So we'll start with Ashley, and then we'll hear from Matt, and then we can go into like the engagement story after that.
For me, I'm just like incredibly like comfortable around Matt, just like being my full self. Um I'm also not the most confrontational person. I tend to kind of avoid it. And
Okay.
I don't think I've ever avoided picking a fight with Matt over something I was unhappy about, because I was never worried about him getting so angry we would like he'd leave, or
Got
like
you.
being so angry that something would happen to our relationship. I always knew we would, end up talking it out. He also has always just pushed me to do the best possible thing for myself, and has been like incredibly supportive. Like I almost didn't go study abroad in Spain because of some just being scared and using some stuff happening in my family as like an excuse. But he was like, no, you've been dreaming about doing this since you were 10. Like you have to go.
Oh wow. Okay.
And like we'll be okay. We'll make it work. And just always has pushed me to kind of get over my fears. And we've just always made decisions well together. And so I just think it was kind of natural to like want to be with him for the rest of my life.
Gotcha, gotcha. How about you, Matt?
We we happened to spend the holidays like with each other's families for the first time in 2014, like the Christmas holidays. And that was kind of like the moment when I knew, and that's when I kind of brought up to Ashley of like, hey, you should go get your ring size.
Oh wow. So Matt, you spent the holidays with both your family and her family.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
as separate families or like as a joint well not
uh
joint family, but you know what I mean.
yeah, no, as separate families, the two of us did our best to get both of us to as many like traditions on both sides of our family as possible
Got you.
on
That's
holidays.
so sweet. And so you knew at that time based on how like she interacted with your family, or like based on how you interacted with her family, or both.
Both. Both.
Okay.
Yeah. That like it on both sides it felt like it was the right fit.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay.
So I asked her to get a ring size, and then one of my favorite friends of hers, uh, also helps me push her a lot, was like, "Well, now hold on. If you're gonna get your ring size, you better go like pick out a few as well, a few rings, and like figure out like what like your preferences and stuff are."
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And so that was like of immense help because I mean, there's just so many choices. I have no idea where to start.
That's why you have Pinterest. Jewelers love Pinterest.
And so she did that, and then I got everything else in motion behind the scenes without her knowing. So in terms of the engagement, we were looking to do it before we graduated college, and that was the year after spending like Christmas time together with each other's families for the first time.
Okay.
And so the timing lined up well. And given that I wasn't worried about the outcome, my real number one priority with the whole process was to absolutely ensure it was a surprise.
Okay.
I had ruined surprises in the past because I'm just like really nosy and like I don't like surprises. So like I just find out what I want to know. And so Matt
Gotcha.
was determined to like pull one over on me.
Correct.
That's so funny. Okay.
And so I ended up coordinating with her roommate at college, and on a weekend when I was going to be coming up to see her, I lied to her and came up the day before I said I was going to be there.
Oh.
And coordinated with the roommate to get Ashley out of her apartment, and got in there and got stuff set up. And I parked my car a few blocks away, kind of hid it so she couldn't see it when they drove up. And then their apartment, which was absolutely filled with Bath and Body Works candles, did not have a single lighter or match.
So I'm guessing you were trying to use candles.
And I had brought candles for my setup. And so then I borrowed the roommate's car to quick run to the gas station to buy a lighter because my car was blocks away and I did not have time for that. And kept it pretty simple, just like in her own apartment, just set up candles and photos of our relationship through the years, and then like maps of all the places that we lived. So Wisconsin, Iowa, and Massachusetts. Because we knew we were going to live in Massachusetts together.
Yeah, that was the next step. Oh,
yeah,
that's cute.
And Ashley got back from studying most of the day and then grocery shopping to get to the door of her apartment and just stand there speechless and staring and not really sure what to do with the fact that her hands were full of groceries.
Oh. So Ashley, take it from here. What was going on your end?
Well, my day, he was coming up to go to a football game. He was supposed to be coming up on Sunday for the football game because he didn't have the day off to take Friday off or Saturday off. So we had like a ton of Greek activities going on. So I was super busy. And my poor roommate had been trying to get me to get my nails done all week. But like I was busy, like I was coordinating things. I had like something at the chancellor's house. Like I was too involved and like was doing too many things.
Spoiler, her nails were not done.
They were not done.
It's always the nails. It's always the nails.
It is. And so Friday night we had done a volleyball game with like all the other sororities and fraternities and then stayed up until 1 a.m. I don't even remember doing what with a couple of our friends at our apartment. I woke up at 6 a.m. to go volunteer at an autism walk with my sorority. Got back to our apartment and I tell my roommate, I'm like, I'm either going to need to like shower and we have to go study, or I'm just going to sleep the rest of the day because like I'm exhausted. Like I do not function on like 5 hours of sleep very well, even at 21 years old. And she's like, no, we have to go. Like, I really need to study and I need you to keep me on track. And I was like, okay, fine. Like you're, my best friend, like we'll go. And, I put on like leggings and a sweatshirt and she's like, you're going to wear that to studying? And I was like, oh, you're right. And I like go and put on like an even uglier outfit. I was like, right. I want to be even more comfy for studying. And she was like, oh my God, Ashley. And so my poor roommate trying to get me to change. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, we're literally going to Starbucks. Like I'm not dressing up for this. Like it takes a lot for me to get dressed up on weekends. And so we're studying and stuff, and like I'm texting Matt about a few things, and then like one of my really good friends is like will not answer any of my questions, and like isn't texting me back or whatever. And then another one of our friends was studying with my roommate and I, and the two of them were like giggling at each other. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, just something in our accounting class. And I was like, all right, nerds, like whatever. Well, it turned out my roommate like was trying to keep this big secret and like ended up telling our other friend about it because like she's so excited.
Yeah.
And then my good friend who wasn't texting me back was somebody that like Matt had like called or texted that morning. He let like 5 of my closest girlfriends know that like he was proposing that day.
Okay.
And so she wasn't talking to me. She didn't think she could keep it a secret.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh,
like
yeah.
I had seen her that morning and she was like ignoring me the rest of the day. And I was like trying to finalize plans with her. And so then we're at the grocery store buying like appetizers and stuff for this party we were having before the game on Sunday. And my roommate is taking her sweet time. And I'm like, I am hungry. We have to go home and change because we have another event, you know, Saturday night. Like, why aren't you moving faster? And it's because Matt had to leave the house to grab the lighter. So she's like buying him time. And so we get to our apartment and I park my car, and, you know, she left her like 12 accounting books and like all of her groceries in our car. And she like runs up the steps to our apartment. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm not coming back down. So I grab like 5 bags of groceries, like my giant backpack, and I'm like walking up the stairs and I'm like, I'm exhausted. Like, can I have a cup of coffee? And I open the door and my roommate goes, welcome home. And she's like got her like video, she's got her cell phone recording, and then she's got her like really nice camera taking pictures. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe this is not when I thought it was happening. I thought it was happening like 6 weeks later. I was it's like the most surprised I've ever been in my entire life. And
oh my gosh.
I just like dropped my groceries in my backpack and I'm like, oh my God. And I like walk in. Neither of us remember what he said because he's laughing because he like pulled one over on me. I'm like dry crying, like heaving almost because I'm like like so surprised and overwhelmed. My roommate's taking photos and I make her stop taking photos so I can go put a nice dress on and then like put some like makeup on. And she's like taking photos of us getting engaged because I got engaged in leggings and Converse and like a sorority t-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
And so we, you know, soaked it all in, made some phone calls to our close family and friends, and then like went out for drinks and appetizers at like a local bar restaurant. And yeah, it was it was really special. He really surprised me.
I mean,
Great
everyone
job.
heard it. I thought that he was going to do it in 6 weeks. She had it in her head because that was the next time that I was coming up to her college. And so that is that type of confidence is the reason why it was so important that
That's
I
amazing.
surprised her.
That's
Yes.
amazing. And you did a good job, honestly. That's
He
so
did.
good. Yeah, I mean, like, and kudos to your friends as well and your roommate for trying to keep you away from like the apartment. That's a lot of work to like keep a surprise. So great job. So that's amazing. I love the story, love the engagement, and you guys went into like how you knew you wanted to get married to each other. So like now you guys then moved to Boston, and how was that experience of like, I guess, first living together, I guess, for the first time, really, right? For an extended period of time. How did that feel?
It was both the first time living together and also more or less, other than like a few short periods during summers. It was the first time we were living in the same city together since we started dating.
Yeah. Oh my God. So how was that? How was that whole experience? Was it hard to like adjust to living with somebody, you know? Was it like fairly easy? Are you guys pretty similar?
It was hard. The first 6 months were probably the hardest. There were a lot of like compounding factors. Like I was having a really hard time because like I still hadn't found a job at the
Okay.
beginning, and then I was at like an internship, which was not great. So like professionally, it was really hard. I was struggling because I went from being around my friends and being really involved to like not sure how to make friends. And I mean, hanging out with all of Matt's work friends was nice, but it wasn't like quite the same.
It was hard that it was so uneven. But
yes.
we both moved to a city that was more or less new to the both of us. I had lived there 3 months, and oh, by the way, at work, I have 40 built-in friends.
Yeah.
Right,
So like
right.
the
Okay.
evenness of it was hard.
Yeah, it was hard. We are similar but also different. Like we both love to cook, and like we have this kind of a similar stance on like what we wanted to spend money on and what we didn't. Um it was hard. Like I'm an early riser, and so when I got up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, I woke Matt up, and he's like, "Do not ever do that again." He's like, "We're gonna have kids. We're gonna have kids one day, and like we only have a short time period to sleep in on the weekends. Like, do not do that." We like argued over like how much we should be cleaning, when we should be doing laundry, like who should be in charge of what. Now we pretty much, but we learned how to communicate better. Like when something was bothering us, we kind of said it right away, and instead of letting it fester, which like I tend to do.
Oh, okay, okay.
And we also learned like what we enjoyed doing and didn't enjoy doing, and like
Together,
worked.
yeah.
We both went into the arrangement with like we both had the same goal of trying to get the work split 50-50, but like for each task, what's the best way to split it 50-50? So like we both like to cook. Well, we each only get to cook 50% of the time,
Got
or
you.
one of us does all of like the switching of the laundry in and out of all the machines, and the other person folds it, or I always pack and unpack the dishwasher.
Or he like puts away dishes and I wash dishes. Like, and I would rather go to sleep with a really clean kitchen or like a picked up kitchen than just kind of let it sit, and Matt's fine letting it sit.
Okay.
And so it's just like small things like that we now have like a really good groove, and I think has really helped like all the different places we've lived and like the different expectations. We've always been like just really clear about like who's going to do what, and like talk about things.
I like it a lot. It sounds like in your relationship, you guys have the communication thing like nailed down to a T, which is I think communication is what's needed for everything. So it's really good you have that down.
Yeah, we were talking through like our marriage counseling, like before getting married. One thing we focused on is having both been both doing debate in high school, and then also both being RAs in college, meant that we both had plenty of practice arguing and getting our point across, but we also both had practice in conflict, like resolution and empathy and stuff like that. And that like the combination of the two meant that it was easy to stay on the same page.
That's what our pastor said at the wedding. He's like, the two of them have like quite the blueprint for like communication.
Aww, I love it. Yeah.
So it was hard. We are also balancing our relation. I think once you get engaged, everyone around you takes your relationship like really seriously. Like especially like where we're from, people get engaged early on and like married early. That doesn't necessarily mean you have kids right away, but like when you're with the person, you don't generally wait that long. Like it's pretty common. Like both our parents got married early. And so it was balancing a lot of like family expectations. Matt and I are both the oldest in our families, like all of our cousins, like all four sides of our families, like we're the oldest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we were doing like everything first. We were doing the moving in together first, which was not loved by every single family member, moving in before getting married. We were planning a wedding and like trying to decide on like what traditions to keep and what not to keep, and like what we wanted to do versus what our families wanted us to do.
Oh, okay.
We were balancing communicating with each other's parents and like siblings and like a new, like you're about to be a part of my family type of way, which is a little different than when you're just dating.
Okay.
That was probably one of the roughest like 6 months of our relationship, was like that first 6 months.
And then kind of like after the 6 months, the adjusting, of course, there's still a lot of learning, but you feel like most of the adjustment or like the learning curve was super steep for the first 6 months.
That's how I felt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It was hard, but I also I don't think I ever like felt worried about the relationship ending.
No, I don't think I wasn't worried about that either. It was just sometimes I was like, what in the heck is going to be the resolution to this? Because like I'm so mad about it that I can't see anything else. But we worked it out.
Gotcha. I mean, you did. I mean, this is like 5 years into marriage data. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you guys worked it out. That's good. That's good. Okay, cool. So we'll get ready to kind of like wrap things up. So what's your favorite part about being married? Let's start with Matt.
Let's start with Ashley.
Okay, Ashley, what's your favorite part about being married?
Matt is like legitimately my best friend. I think because we started off as friends, and we're long distance. So like there's a lot more like being friends on top of like being together, I guess.
Okay.
And just like everything we do together is generally fun. And yeah, I think just like knowing that he's stuck with me, for the rest of his life, and I'm going to be with like my best friend until then has been it for me.
Oh, I love that. Okay, Matt, it's your turn.
I don't think I don't think that I can relate to anyone more than her. And that makes going through like both the bad times and the good times like both like a lot easier, and with the good times more fun.
That is so adorable. I love it. I can see why you wanted to go last so that you would like put the little cherry on top. That is so sweet. I love it. Like the good times and the bad times. Because, hey, I mean, if it's the rest of your life, obviously there'll be good times and obviously there'll be bad times. So I get that. And what do you appreciate the most about your partner?
Matt has to go first this time.
Matt has to go first. Go ahead, Matt.
The amount of empathy and support that I get from her, to the extent that like she's able to just like help me through whatever I'm going through whenever I need it.
Oh, Ashley, isn't that sweet?
It is. It's hard. I think my favorite thing about Matt is like when he likes something or is interested in something, he goes like all in. And that can be a friendship, it can be Apple products. We have a 1-year-old son, and he's just like gone all in on parenthood and being involved and knowing what our son's favorite food is and how he likes to be put to bed. And so he just goes all in.
That is a solid answer. That is such a solid answer. Wow. Matt, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I have a lot more interest than just those couple ones, but
but fine, it will work, right? Oh man, I mean, you guys are like such a sweet couple, honestly, and your baby is the cutest thing. You guys know I'm in love with him. Okay, cool. Well, the final question of all the final questions that I was asking is, so for people who are like, listening and they're thinking one day they want to get married and stuff like that, I guess from your guys's experience or like from your own perspective, what you guys think are like some of the good qualities that people should probably look out for, right? Like if you were giving advice to like your sister or like to your brother, what kind of advice would you give them in terms of qualities to look for in a lifelong partner?
One of the more practical, less emotional pieces of advice is when it got to like the getting serious engagement marriage part of it, we both recognized the importance of getting on the exact same page of how many kids are we looking to have, what do we see our future like financial situation or like decisions look like, how do we plan on incorporating like religion into our family going forward, like those types of questions that affect like basically every moment of your life. It was I think like one of the reasons why we've had a successful relationship so far is that we did recognize early on that it was important to get on the same page with those.
And we're just constantly level setting with each other of like, what is your view for this trip? What are you thinking today it's gonna look like? Like just constant, and like sometimes like we're generally on the same page, but there are some days we are wildly not on the same page, and so that like check-in really helps. I would say that you want to see that person like on their worst day and like how they handle it.
Oh wow, that's a deep one.
And then how they treat other people, I think is big too. And something that has just been, you know, mentioned before, we're the oldest in our families. And so having to like figure out what it meant to be married and then also a part of our parents' families was like really difficult. And so like feeling comfortable sharing your feelings, even if they're like ones of, I don't know, like you're ashamed of your feelings, but being able like to feel comfortable to share your feelings with somebody else about like how a situation went, or like what you're thinking during situations, has really helped us just create the relationships with each other's families that have been like I feel like both of us are really close with each other's siblings, and like I feel like my life is bigger because of like my relationship with his family, and like
That
he
is
and
so
my
sweet.
he and my sister act like they've been siblings their whole lives.
I mean, I did meet her when she was 8 years old.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, guys. This is such a sweet way to even end the episode, right? Because I think, I mean, it's always nice to hear advice from people, like from things that they've actually lived out, right? Like, oh, you know, like for us, like this is what worked, or like for us, this was what was most important. And also just the fact that you guys have been together for like, I mean, like you pretty much said, right? Like you guys became official in December of 2012. So like, you know, it'll be 10 years in December. So just really, really appreciate all the knowledge that you've shared through like your own lived out experiences. This was such a wholesome episode, you know. Just like from just, and also I think what's unique about your story is how you guys met when you were like super young. Like it was like high school love, you know, and that kind of stuff.
As of this year, we've officially known each other half our lives, which is just
Isn't that incredible?
It's absolutely incredible. I cannot believe that we're that old.
Yeah, exactly. And also, hey, you guys pretty much got a head start. You know how, like, obviously, say if you get married at like 25, you're not gonna look the same at 25 and at 50 and at 75 and at 100. But you guys, you've had a head start because you know what you guys look like in like the teen years, where, to be honest, I think I like hide all my teen photos because I was not the, you know what, let's just skip that part. But what I'm saying is you guys have at least like seen each other grow, and you know, obviously I wish you the very, very best in your marriage and parenting, because you guys are like the cutest people ever. So thank you so much for just coming on here to share your story and share your hearts with all of us on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you guys are the best. Well, that's it from us, you guys. If you guys have any questions about relationships, you know, for like Matt and Ashley, feel free to like ask me on Instagram at Unpacking Love, and I can definitely pass on those questions to them. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that they'll be willing, very much willing. I'm signing you guys up to share whatever they know from the experiences. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace. Ndiwe wandiro ya moyo wangu, ndiwe wandikanganiza fungo zangu.